we are back in Taos. We made it back from Ireland, and now we are here in Taos again, and we have about a week and a half left before we move on to our next spot. So this morning, we decided to check out a few things, and we're going to make the most of today and really just see, if you only have a short time here in Taos, what can you do in a day? So right now we are getting some coffee, and then we are headed to our first stop.
We're heading over to the Black Rock Gorge as our first stop, and we're going to go there and catch kind of the first parts of the sun rising this morning, and we're going to go from there to Black Rock Springs. Yeah, the Earth ships too. That's something else we're probably going to see today. Just to try to make sure we see all the little stuff we haven't seen yet, because we spent a lot of time around town eating and going to bars and enjoying the area. Went up to the ski lodge. We've seen a lot already, but now we're going to go through what the highlights are online.
Yeah, so that's the plan for today.
We're here at the Rio Grande Gorge, or Rio Grande Gorge, just outside of Taos, and it is absolutely stunning.
Yeah. We've been to the Grand Canyon before, and it's obviously not as big as the Grand Canyon, but that magnitude of just how is this possible that this thing is here, it's that same feeling.
Yeah, whenever you think to yourself, how could the Grand Canyon form? Surely water didn't do that.
Yeah.
And you come to a place like this, and you're like, oh,
that's the beginning of it.
Holy crap, water does this.
Yeah. I think one of the best things about this is just how when you look around here, it's just completely flat, and then there's a giant hole in the ground, and when you look in the distance, then there's just mountains that pop up out of it. So it's just this crazy experience where you're just like, mountains, flat, 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 hole in the ground, more flat, flat, flat. Yeah. It's just a very dynamic landscape.
Yeah, the analogy we've been using is when I was really little, I used to watch a lot of Westerns with my grandpa.
Yeah.
And the good guy or the bad guy would always ride his horse right up to the edge of a gorge and then stop, and it would be like, oh, I didn't see it there. And you're like, oh, that couldn't happen.
It could happen.
Here, it could probably happen.
Yeah.
Right? It is completely flat. And here it's the high desert, so there's mountains and scrub brush and everything. It's just completely flat as far as you can see. And then there's a couple 100-foot drop out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's cool. But yeah, so that's, we really like it. We've been out here a couple times now. And from here, we're going to head to the hot springs, which are a little bit further up the river, and see what they're about. So we found the hot springs, and it's really cool. It's literally just on the side of a river.
Yeah.
And then there's just hot water, and you steam all around, and it's like taking a bath outside.
Yeah. The Rio Grande is right there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's probably steaming up right now because of how hot it is.
And the truck said it was 30 degrees out here, and we are
hanging out
Hanging
in our
out
bathing suits.
In our bathing suits.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome. So we did the hot springs, and I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun.
It was?
I think, okay, so a couple pointers. First, you need to have a vehicle that can handle some serious dirt roads to go on that. It was definitely like a 4-wheel drive territory.
Yeah, there were definitely a lot of like 15% or higher grades there. I mean, it was pretty steep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's the first tip, is make sure that you're not driving up in like some Honda Civic, because it'll be a little bit rough. And the other thing is all the websites and everything say that it's clothing optional, but I don't think that should turn you away, because if you're modest, like there was plenty of people in bathing suits, there was plenty of people that were naked. It was every range of person, and it didn't kind of really matter just whatever you felt comfortable with. So
for clarity, there was like 6 people total.
Yeah.
Right, and there were 2 different springs. One of them is right on the water, and it's, I'd say, a little bit cooler than bath water.
Yeah.
Like hot bath water.
Yep.
I thought it felt really nice. And there's another spring that's in a cave that's uphill a little bit,
Yep.
and it's down. And that one's supposed to be a little bit cooler. We actually didn't go to that one.
I think it depends on the time of year what it is, though. But some people were there topless, some people were there naked, some people were there in full bathing suits. So come as you are, come as you're comfortable, and it was a really fun experience nonetheless. It was very like relaxing there, and I just wanted to. So I felt like very like tired and mellow. Especially we were up at sunrise. I felt very tired and mellow, and we just definitely went back, had some food, had some got cleaned up and that kind of stuff, and now we're ready for the next thing, which is we're gonna go to the Earth ships outside of Taos. So if you've never heard of Earth ships before, they are a community of people who have built their own homes out of recycled materials, and that makes them sustainable, but also it makes it so that it's easy for anybody who has means of finding recyclables to build a home. And they're kind of remarkable because they're helping solve housing crises in nations that are devastated by natural disasters. They're helping build them there, so it's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, they have like a university type setup here where people can come from all over the world and learn how to build these houses with sustainable energy and heat, and they grow food inside them. It's actually really, really cool. We saw it probably 10 years ago or more.
On documentary, yeah.
On some documentary, and thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I remember thinking, like, wouldn't that be cool if we could live at a place like that?
Or see it even, and now we are.
Yep, now we're heading out to visit. So these are pretty cool. This actually reminds me of our RV because they have the gray water and the black water here separate. And these planters right here it says up to 6 feet deep, and they're rubber lined. And they have built out layers of sediment and rock and soil under the growing area, because their gray water goes into here, filters through this, and they reuse the water that comes out of this for things like the toilets.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's like reusable gray water. They then turn into black water, which I'm sure at some point goes somewhere else in here.
One of the things we learned inside was that a lot of it is built underground. So like this right here, this hill, is like the mound of earth that the Earth ship is underneath. And so like one side faces the sun and lets the natural light in, but this is part of the insulation that allows it to not have a lot of heating and cooling costs like a traditional home, because buried in the ground, it's more insulated and it can hold on to the heat or cool that's necessary. So that's part of the home, the backside.
So, way back when we had a grain barrel, and it was not very productive for my garden, they have an entire cistern, and the top of this thing has beveling all across the roof that channels all of the water through this thing over here down into the cistern. and they have a whole filtration system inside to store, reclaim, and then process water, and then all the black water goes out the back into a septic system.
See how the wall is built? This is an outside wall, so it has the bottles and the tires in it, but what we learned inside is that's how the inside walls are built as well. They have these tires that are filled with dirt and then packed with adobe, and then that makes them 3 feet thick, so that again it's insulated against the weather. It has these big windows that bring in natural light and that help grow plants, and that's what part of what helps provide heating in the winter months as well. We are very full after our yummy food, and we left with a growler, so now we have delicious beer for a couple days. But yeah, we had a fun day today exploring Taos.
I am very, very tired.
Yeah, but I think part of that's also that we're still jet lagged from Ireland, and we keep waking up way too early. But it was a very good day, a pretty relaxing day, and we saw some cool stuff in Taos, and hope you enjoyed it.
Yep. Any day that starts with coffee and a hot spring
It's a good
and
day.
ends with a couch and a growler is a good day.
It's a good day, yeah, absolutely. So I hope you enjoyed us showing you around a little bit of Taos. I hope it gave you some ideas of things you can do. And come back to the next vlog, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.